I'm simply saying that life finds a way.
All right, people, write something on the board. Let's spell it. First letter.
L O G.
What's that? What?
It's time. It's time to have real, honest, open, difficult, and inspiring conversations. It's time for Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hello there, family. Hello, and welcome to Love and Life right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. I'm your host, Carol Riddick, and I am joined tonight by the one and only Miss Kayla J. You already know. You already know. You already know. Hi, Miss Kayla J. Hi, family. Thank you for joining us. And happy hump day. Happy hump day. Here it is, Wednesday, July 12th. Do you believe it? Are you having a great start to your week? I want to know. I always ask, how you're doing, what's going on in your life, because I want to know it all. I want to know. I always ask. I do want to say, hey there, Pittsburgh. I'm hanging out in Pittsburgh this week with Will Downing, with the Will Downing family again. And it's just a beautiful city here. So just thank you so much for the love that we've received thus far here in Pittsburgh. I'm also sending love to the McCord family, particularly Justin and Michelle McCord. Hey there, family. Hey there. So, family, you know what I like to do. I like to say hello. I like to see what's going on with you, take temperature and all that good stuff. But before we really get into things, as we get started, I like to check in. I like to do what I call a roll call. Y'all know. So, what you can do, you can call me to say hello and share some love with the rest of our family members. And you can do that by dialing 215-634-8065. Or you can call us toll free at 1-866-361-0900. To our family members on our socials, you already know. Just send us a hello. Let us know how you're doing and how your week is going thus far. You already know. You know the drill. Diego is checking in. Hey there, Diego. Oh my goodness, it's been such a long time. Good to hear from you. Brother Nasir is checking in. He writes, good evening, Sister Carol and Kayla J. and guests. Peace and blessings. And happy hump day. Well, thank you so much, kind sir. And family, if you are simply listening, but you're not watching, it's all right, because we feel the love from you as well. And it is always greatly appreciated. Always. And lastly, but certainly not least, for those of our family members whose light is shining just a little dim today, just know that I am sending you extra love and hugs as always. And for those of you now who don't know, I believe we should all be celebrated and spoiled absolutely rotten. Yes, I do. So if today is your birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy born day. Happy born day. So family, here we are. Hump day. We're getting into the week. We talked about a lot of things thus far this week, haven't we? We've had some good conversations, and I can't wait to start the next conversation. Ooh, it's going to be a good evening. Good evening. I'm already claiming it. I'm just allowing some time for some more of our family members to join the conversation. Hi, Miss Julie. Hi there. Miss Julie Audrey Ward Carnegie writes, One love. A gentle reminder? A tradition of my aunt, Dorothea Hubbard. People love to have pictures of good memories. The next time you're out and about, send a picture of that good memory shared. You know what? That's a good idea. I posted something today. I posted a picture today of a good memory. We were in Kansas City, if you'll recall. I shared that with you all, and I posted a picture. I was so happy to meet Dionne Warwick. I had never met her before. Had never been in her company, and I got to meet her. I always follow her. So for those of you who follow her on social media, you know she's always trending with a comment that she makes. So it just it made me chuckle, but it gave my heart so much joy to meet her. And she was just, I mean, she is a queen, and she was just, I mean, stunningly beautiful. Let's start there. But she was just a gentle soul. So I was happy to meet her and to see my good friend Avery Sunshine. She was there as well. So we all took a picture together. Y'all should have seen me. For those who did not see, I was cheesing, y'all. I was cheesing. You saw every single tooth in my mouth, okay? I mean, but how could you not? I was sitting next to the one and only Dionne Warwick. Hi there, Miss Viola. Hi there. She's joining us as well. You know, we all always love the love that you all share. Oh, Nasir, you saw the picture. Nasir is throwing me under the bus. He said, all three of y'all smiles were bright. Yeah, they were. You did see all of us. Y'all, yeah, we did. We were all just giggling and happy. It was a good time. It was a good time. Anthony, thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. I hope you and your family also stay safe and stay cool. I'm going to share with you before we get into our first guest. I'm going to share just a moment ago. I was talking with our first guest, and I said, now listen, I was hot, then I was cold, then I was hot, then I was cold. So if y'all see me adjusting the thermostat, okay, just ignore it, okay? Just ignore it. All right, just ignore it. And you see, I have my hair covered tonight. For those who are watching and for those who are listening, I'm sure y'all know I tell all my business. Well, not all of it, but some of it. But I'm wearing my hair covered because I'm trying this little twist out hairstyle, and I twisted my hair and I was looking crazy. So I said, let me just cover it up in the meantime. But I'm going to let you know how I make out. So if you see me with my hair in a bun, if you see it pulled back, then you'll know that my little effort it went to waste, that it didn't work out so well. But in any event, let's get things started. That's what I want to do. I want to get things started. So, what I want to do is introduce to you our first guest. Our first guest this evening is currently a house audio engineer at the infamous Quad Recording Studios in New York City. He's a New Jersey native and he attended the University of New Haven in Connecticut, studying music and sound recording. And he's here to talk with us tonight about not only his career as an engineer, but to also share his opinion with us of the current state of the hip hop genre. Family, I invite you to meet Will Nnorom. Hey there,
How you guys
Will.
doing? How you guys
How
doing? How you
are
guys
you?
doing? What's this? What's the word? What's the word?
We're all listen. We're all anxious to have this conversation since we're celebrating. This is the month celebrating the 50th anniversary of hip hop. So
Hmm.
we're all anxious to have this conversation. Oh, I just saw something. Will, if you'll give us give me just a moment because I didn't realize one of our family members is waiting to join the conversation. If you are still on the line, please join the conversation. Are you still there? Did we lose you? Okay. So oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, I hear
There
him.
you
I hear him
are. There
actually.
you
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
Hi there. How are you?
Hmm.
Okay, I'm blessed. Are you talking to me, Jacob?
I sure am. I am
Oh,
talking with you.
yes. Okay. Well, thank you for inviting me and to put me on with who you just introduced is just all that. But I wanted to say you was talking about birthday. Somebody had a birthday and you were saying happy birthday to him, and my man John Whitehead. His daughter posted up on Facebook about his birthday, and I'm telling you, I traveled with the Ain't No Stopping Us tour as a musician, and that whitehead was my boy, you know.
Mm.
And so that's all good. You know, ain't no stopping us now. And I think of that song every time I think about our people and people that don't want us to enjoy this America that
Mhm.
we first died for these freedoms. Like the Beyonce concert is going on tonight right here in
It
Philly.
is. It
And
is.
this is what America is about. Americans enjoying America, not no crazy stuff, you know. And this is the
Mhm.
stuff that I see going on with what happened today with these Republicans actually down in the FBI. They just don't care. I mean, they don't. They want America to be something that's ugly, and America wasn't made to be ugly, and they can't see that. But we're gonna help them out on that. But you know, but the music thing, you know, that music, brother, and you were saying 50 years of hip hop. I'm gonna tell you, as a musician, when hip hop first came in, we had first of all we had to take it because you know, hip hop you could do a show with a board and some rappers, right? So where was the musicians? You know, we musicians now, and
Mm.
we, you know, a lot of times, in other words, we didn't receive it ugly because we knew change was coming, and that's what all the music genres do. You know, they change. So, but 50 years, man, and they've been putting it down. I give it to them. I ain't talking about the crazy stuff. I'm talking about
Mhm.
the stuff that has the truth in it. Rather, sometimes it's hard. You know, we don't like to accept hard things sometimes, but it's true. And if you can't, that's the problem with some people today. And it seems to be the leadership of the Republican Party. They can't, they won't even see the truth. There was in the office in the gentleman where he jumped them. You can't handle the truth.
The truth.
They can't
Mhm.
even handle the truth that America was made to be of all nations, all on the money, e pluribus unum, out of
I
many.
agree with that.
Yeah, so
They're pushing a narrative. That's what's happening. They're pushing this. They're pushing a narrative that they want to be a truth. They want to be our truth, and
yeah,
I'm in full agreement with you on that.
yeah.
I
But
am in
anyway,
full.
I'm sorry to take up the time with your guest. I mean, I want to hear about our new brothers that's coming up, that's putting this thing down, and
All right,
music.
appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Music is the way. It says it'll subtle. It'll, in other words, it'll do something to the beast.
Mhm,
It'll
mhm.
get down into the marrow of your bones, and
It'll soothe the savage beast.
there you go. I knew you would know. Man, you know, I'm feeling everything you saying. So look, if we got it, we got to give it, because that's the light that the Creator gave you. Is that
Mhm.
light to shine? And you know the song, and we go back to the song and this little light of mine. What we finna do?
I'm gonna
I'm
let it
gonna let
shine.
it
Do you
shine.
hear me?
We are.
Let it
Hey,
shine. Let it shine. Let
yeah,
it
man.
shine.
Thank you for letting me get on. And I just want to hear what you saying, my young brother, and go get it.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Peace.
Thank you so much. That was Brother Jacob calling us, talking about the
Mhm.
state of the world, beginning the conversation of what he said when hip hop, when it first came in, and he said they were. I'm glad he said that. I'm
Right.
glad that he started that conversation about, the entrance of hip hop, and we're talking about the anniversary of it being 50 years.
50 years, a long time. Long time.
So, just like Brother Jacob, I'm anxious to hear what your opinion is, what you have to say about the current state of well, first of all, music, period, but
Right.
in
Right,
addition,
right.
inclusive of the hip hop genre.
I'll start with hip hop first. Um I think the current state of hip hop is it's at a tipping point right now. I think
Mm,
this is the moment where it can go turn a corner or it can go backwards. I think a lot of what's going to happen in the next couple years or so can really change the next 50 years. If you know what I mean. I think
mm,
if we keep cultivating a sound and we keep pushing the narrative that we want to have, I think we can last another 50 years. But also,
mm.
I think the music industry can push us out at the same time.
Okay, and why what supports?
I just think so. There's a stat out there that says there hasn't been a number one charting hip hop song from Billboard this whole year, and it's July. And that's never happened before. So, most people say that's, creativity or the lack of creativity from the current hip hop artist, or, the lack of the narrative of the industry itself pushing other records that are not hip hop to be more mainstream, or it's not as streamed as much because of the lack of originality and creativity. It depends on what you listen to,
Do you think our visuals are playing as big a part?
I think the visuals help with the image that they want to portray, but the visuals also aren't as marketable to the businesses, or aren't as, the agenda of a business compared to the artist. It's not going to match if you're promoting, violence or heavy drug use or something like that. I just don't think they want to invest their money into that. And that's the problem I see.
When I thought about this conversation that we were going to have, I said, let me just look online to see if I could find a definition from the first definition I could find of hip hop. And so we all know Wikipedia is loosely written, but I thought it interesting. What it reads is that hip hop originated as an anti-drug and anti-violence genre, while consisting of stylized rhythmic music, usually built around drum beats that commonly accompanies rapping. So I thought that was interesting. And I'm curious to know, as I read that to you, as that definition reads, do you feel that the genre itself is deteriorating or has deteriorated?
I mean, based on the definition, it's a complete 180 now.
Yeah.
Which is, it's
when I read it, I said, huh.
Oh, okay. I was in shock just hearing that just now. But it's really just, it went a complete 180 now, which is, it's sad to say, but it's the truth. Sometimes you have to say what it is. And I just think that, if, as I said, it's a tipping point. So it can go either way. It can go keep deteriorating, or it can go down and come back up. So that's where I feel like we're at right now.
So what do you, in your personal opinion, feel will contribute to both sides of the scale? What do you feel will contribute to it tipping in both directions? Either direction, I should say, either direction.
Right. So I think originality and uniqueness, but being true to the art, like a dedication to your art, to the craft. Because, some people, they don't put in as much work as others, but they're at a higher place in the industry. Or some people are very simple with how they put material together. And, the true people who really take time into their craft, I don't feel that they are appreciated they're not appreciated enough by the masses.
That's a good point. So as an audio engineer, and I know you've worked in multiple genres, but how important of a role do you as an engineer play in the success of an artist's song or body of work?
The engineer today is vital. Like, I don't think without an engineer, your song will not go to the heights that it could be. Because to the average listener, if I play a song that doesn't sound as competitive compared to other songs, people are going to click it off. People are going to click off on it maybe 10 seconds, 5 seconds.
Less. Yeah.
Less.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, oh, this sounds off.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly. As soon as it comes in, like,
right.
nah, I'm good.
Right. Yeah. So that, as well as, helping the artist portray their vision to the masses. That's really the engineer's role in a session, is to get the best performance during the session, during the recording. And then once we do our part in the mixing and mastering, we're going to portray that to the world. That's going to get released to the world.
I'm glad you said that. I'm so sorry to have interjected, but I'm glad you said I would love for you to explain to our family members just what that means, what that is, for those of our family members who are unaware, what
Right.
mixing and mastering means. But before you do that, family, we're
Hmm.
going to take just a short commercial break. When we come back, though, we're going to go back to our socials to see who's checking in now. And Will is going to talk with us about mixing, mastering, and he's going to share some more of his opinion of the state of hip hop. Okay, so stay with us because we'll be right back.
For more than a decade, Comcast has been committed to bridging the digital divide in Philadelphia and across the country. From connecting people to the internet to opening doors for the next generation of innovators, entrepreneurs, and storytellers, they are helping to create a future that benefits generations to come. Now, Comcast is expanding their efforts through Project Up, their comprehensive initiative to help build a future of unlimited possibilities. Backed by a $1 billion commitment to reach tens of millions of people over the next decade, Comcast is working to ensure all Philadelphians have the skills, resources, and opportunities they need to participate and excel in an increasingly digital world. This includes partnering with community experts to build a network of digital navigators, trusted individuals who help build awareness around initiatives like the government's Affordable Connectivity Program and teach critical digital skills to get more people online. Project Up, building a future of unlimited possibilities. Learn more at comcast.com/Project Up. Through Project Up, Comcast is committing $1 billion to build a future of unlimited possibilities.
What's up, Philly? It's Solomon Jones. Don't look now, but back to school is just around the corner. How will that work for you? Did your child's education plan work for you last year? Were safety issues, bullying, and persistent health concerns working together to make your child or grandchild's life miserable? Maybe it's time to consider Commonwealth Charter Academy. They know how schools should work. Commonwealth Charter Academy, or CCA, has a 21-year track record of providing a flexible, stable, online education in the comfort of your home. Enroll today at ccaeducate.me. Here are some benefits that could work for your family. 1, a world-class, flexible, customizable education streamed directly to your home at no cost to you. 2, laptops, headphones, high-speed internet access, and learning materials, all provided at no cost to you. Join the more than 4,200 students from Philly who already attend CCA. Enroll for the fall at ccaeducate.me. Trust me, they know how school should work.
What are you waiting for? If you've been enjoying the information and interviews WURD provides every day, or come out to our community events, it might be time to become a member. This year marks the 20th anniversary of WURD, and there's no better time to join the forward movement. Sign up or renew your sustaining membership at just $90, or your digital membership for just $5 a month. Join online at wordradio.com/membership, or pick up the phone and give us a call at 215-425-7875. Press 4 for assistance. The time to join is now.
What am I waiting for?
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. So as I stated before the commercial break, I said we were going to check in on our socials to see which of our family members have checked in lately. And Will has a lot of friends that are saying hello to him. Now, y'all, don't y'all be upset with me if I get some of these names wrong or these letters. I don't know. How they're supposed to be pronounced. But you know, when you check in, I like to
I got you,
recognize
Carol. I
that
got
you
you.
got me.
I
Thank you,
got you. I
Will.
got you.
Listen, I was about to say, okay, Will help me out. So
No, I got you. I got you.
I see DJ JBZ. Is it?
Jibs. Shout out my boy
See?
Jibs. Shout out
See what
brother
I'm saying?
Jibs.
See? DJ Jibs. I'm sorry, Jibs. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But Jibs is checking in. DJ Jibs is checking in. Miss Joanne is checking in. Hi there, Miss Joanne. Beautiful. Bradford Deadman is checking in. You saw the photo. For those of you who are unaware, I was talking about the photo that I posted today. We were all cheesing. We really were. And Will Downing did take that picture of us. Yes, he did. He was gracious enough to do so. And okay, Will, help me with this. YVNGATG. I don't know if I'm supposed
Oh,
to
that's my
pronounce
boy
this.
Jaden. That's my brother. That's my brother
Well,
Jaden. Shout out
Jaden.
Jaden. PA native.
Jaden.
PA native.
We've got
PA native.
Traced 1D, who is
Shout out
checking in as
Terrence.
well. That Terrence and Jay Soto.
Yeah, he's
Zero
all Johan. He's all my
There you go.
quad coworkers. All the quad
I
coworkers in
love
the
it.
building.
I
Yeah,
love the support. I love the support.
appreciate y'all.
So Onyx Linthicum, hey there, Onyx. Onyx writes good stuff. Now I want to share Tony Brown's comment. Tony Brown first
Mhm.
shares, this is America KKK. Um, and then he continues writing, the industry is paying millions of dollars for genocide music in the black communities, and we need to label it correctly: gangster rap or hip hop, because it is not hip hop anymore, just drill, as the young dudes say. I've not heard that term drill. I see. I got to do some more research. But you know what? It
Right,
leads
right.
me back to what you were saying.
Hmm.
We're going to get into mixing and mastering. I want to do
Yeah,
that.
let's
But
get
before we
into it.
get there, I want to go back to
Hmm.
something that you were saying. You were talking about, the state of hip hop, and you said that it's at, you believe it's at a tipping point. It
Right,
could go one way or the other.
right.
And and I was saying to you, I was asking you your opinion on our visuals and how
Hmm.
the visuals that accompany the music nowadays,
Hmm.
um, in my opinion, it just doesn't seem to be getting any better. It feels to me like it's getting
Right,
worse. It feels to
right.
me like, you know, it just feels to me like, I'm curious to know,
Hmm.
like, where you see it. Like, it can't go much. We can't get much worse than what we're doing right
Yeah,
now.
some of them are very, very damaging, you know. Um,
Yes,
I
severely
don't
damaged.
right, it's bad. It's bad. I think, it relates to the song. That's what the visuals are supposed to portray, is whatever the song is. And if you're making a song about certain things, you have to portray that with the song. And that's where I'm getting to, is where the content, the music itself, the actual material has been decreasing over time. And that's really the problem, because that's what people like drama. They want to click
Mhm.
to it. That's the thing that's going to click them faster than a song about, like a love song or a pop song or something like that. It's just
But
drama. They want to
I
click to
feel
it.
like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I thought you had finished.
Oh no, no, you're good. You're good. You're good.
I was saying that I feel more like that's what's being pushed because we have so much good music out there. We have so much music, first of all, from which to choose, but we have so much good music too. But I feel like
Right.
what is pushed and what is put in our
Hmm.
faces is that.
Yeah.
Because it, of course, because it contributes to the narrative of who we are as Black people. It supports the narrative of who we are as Black people. So I feel
Hmm.
like, it's just a part of the ploy. It's a continuation, I should say. And I feel like we
Right.
just give in. We give in to it. And don't misunderstand me, because I want to be clear, family. There's a time and a place for everything. So I'm not saying that it should not exist, but what I'm saying is that I do not believe that it should be at the forefront. It should be the majority of what we see, because, like
Hmm.
I was just stating, I believe it helps to continue the narrative of who we are as Black people. Do you agree with that? Or
It doesn't help. I'll just say
Mhm,
that. Well, it
mhm,
doesn't help. It doesn't help the narrative, but that's what that's what is being pushed. And negativity always gets to the forefront. Positivity is in the back. So
Yeah.
that's what just media in general. It's not even just music now. It's media in general, like any media outlet. Politics,
That's so true.
sports, politics, news. Finance, anything.
That's so true.
Scandals, negativity. That's what it is.
Yeah, and I don't mean to bombard you. Like you're not like
Oh
you're the
no, you're
voice of
good.
all you.
Yeah,
You're not, I don't want you to
yeah.
feel like that. Like
Oh
I'm,
no, no, you
coming
good,
at you
you
like you're
good.
the voice.
No, right.
But let's get into what you do because I would like for our family members who are unfamiliar,
Mhm.
to know exactly what an audio engineer does. Can you tell us that?
So yeah, the audio engineer, the role of it in a music sense is to record the music and to mix and master the music. So to make the music sound professional, to make the music streamable
Mhm.
across multiple platforms. Your laptop, your AirPods, your phone, the radio, streaming services, Apple Music, Spotify. Be able to hear it live, like in like a venue or like a big party
Mm.
or something like that. It's all responsible for that.
To make it more palatable, make us say now
Yeah,
that is
palatable.
professional.
Right,
Make
right.
it don't pay me any mind.
Hmm.
Family, listen, if you have just joined us, you're tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. We are talking with Will. He's an audio engineer and he is sharing with us his opinion on the current state of hip hop, but also what he does in the music industry. What I want to do right now is go to our phone lines and talk to some of our family members who are waiting to join the conversation. Hello, are you still there?
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Leslie. It's
Hi,
Leslie.
Miss Leslie. How are you?
Fantastic. Once again, fantastic topic. I mean, something that's top of mind. So thank you to your guests, and thank you, Carol, for hosting this. Now, it's very interesting. You talk about music with the theme state of hip hop. It's funny because back in the day, at least we had love songs even in hip hop. Remember, "I Need Love" by
LL Cool J. I need
LL.
love. Yes.
Love Houdini. Interestingly
Yes.
enough, I'm finding because my son is 18 and I chaperone dances. Do you even know that they don't even have slow music anymore? They don't even slow drag anymore. And it's interesting when we talk about the vehicle being a hip hop vehicle, if you will, or a rap vehicle. Because see, I loved NWA. I still love it right now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm,
That's Public
mm-hmm.
Enemy, everybody. But I also love tradition. Because at the parties, and I know streaming is such a big part of everything. But one of the things that I'd love to ask is, where is that space now? What is that? Where is the songs that kind of tell us how to love each other or how to feel lustful to each other or how to have those young feelings? Because I feel like hip hop now, or rap, if you will, it ages our children just like that. That everything is
Right,
cat or this or that. You know what I'm saying? Cat,
right,
Mm-hmm.
right,
drip and cap. And I'm like, I don't understand what y'all talking about. I don't understand.
right,
And
right, right.
music seems to be the same too. And what I've found, and is that even the tracks just seem to be just all the same. You know what I mean? And that now there's no space for individuality or it's just kind of newness. And
Hmm.
so
Right.
that's always been. But I wanted my main and most salient point, what I was really wanted to make tonight is really where music in general, because I'm sorry, Seth, I was not listening the whole time. Are you just a hip hop musical engineer, or do you do this for
No,
every?
just anything and everything, anything
Okay.
and everything.
My
But
brother was a musician, so I'm kind of
hmm
into it. But that's it. So Carol, you asked the question earlier about kind of where the musical engineer, how do you affect the popularity of a song or X, Y, and Z? Totally down with that. But how about the direction of our music? You know what I'm saying? How does the musical engineer? Do you have any kind of input or opportunities to have input with artists about things that they may want to try, you know what I mean, that may help our community. So I'm going to take that offline because I'm picking my son up now, as a matter of fact. But thank you so much, Carol, for taking my call.
Absolutely.
No problem. Have a good night. Have a good night.
Good night.
So that was a good question.
Yeah. Right. So as far as the slow songs, they're still there. They're still around.
Are they?
Yeah. You just have to really, that's a problem with the promotion of it. You have to really dig deep and search for new artists or search for artists that haven't been pushed as much but are very talented, you know. That's number one, you know. And then my input in the session or in a song, like that's where the artist engineer relationship is very important. A lot of artists that are coming up now, they have a very strong relationship with their engineer. All right, cool. Yeah, it's a very strong relationship with the engineer. I have to get up real quick. 1 second.
So does it allow? It allows for the engineer to have input, because I know that can be tricky. That can be really tricky when you're talking about a creative. You know, like you're saying, a lot of creatives have an idea or of where or what direction they want to go and where they want to be. So having a close relationship with their audio engineer, that's important, because you play an integral part if you are allowed input.
Yeah, so if you're allowed to have input, you know, it's up to the artist where they follow it. But if you have a strong relationship to them, you're not going to steer them wrong. You know, you wouldn't want to do that to yourself or the artist. You would just have to, you know, build that relationship. That takes time. That's not just let's just do it. And, you know, it takes time to find the right engineer as an artist, as an engineer. It takes time to find the right artist that you want to work with, that you want to help grow with, you know. The best relationships start where the engineer is at a certain level and the artist is at a similar level, and y'all both go up like this together, instead of like I'm up here, you're down here, and vice versa. You know, it's very different. Right.
That was a great point. You know, of course, I mean, I know you're telling the truth in it, but you know, it's interesting because here I am talking with you about it, and this is my life, but to actually say it out loud, there's so much truth in everything you just said. And you're absolutely right about that. You are absolutely right about that. But it's, of course, something that I never really, like I said, thought about, because I live it, you know. I live
it's different when you're in it than when you see it from the outside. For sure.
But you're right about that relationship and that trust. But I'm curious to know, because I haven't worked with many well, no, that's not true. But not many. I've worked with aspiring artists, but not many, to know, like, to be able to give an opinion on, you know, what the norm might be, you know, as it pertains to their creative process. But I know you're in the studio all day, every day. This is what you do.
All the time.
You see us. Yeah, you see us. I know you've seen some things.
Seen a lot. I've seen a lot.
I know you have. How it's well, to that point too, because the music industry itself is a very competitive field. How do you navigate the industry and the workforce and us, meaning the artists? How do you navigate all of that?
Yeah, it's very busy. You know, you have to keep yourself on schedule to a certain degree. It's hard to do that, but you know, you have to try your best to keep in a schedule. Very competitive. There's a lot of engineers out here. There's a lot of artists trying to get to a certain level in the industry. It's all about connections. It's all about networking. Like that's what I learned as I was getting into college and graduating, is that networking is everything. It's about who you know and the opportunities that will come from that, and like what they have going on. You can both collaborate and building those relationships. It's
true.
It's really a lot.
I always say it's about who knows you, because you can say, "Yeah, I know someone,"
too.
but they don't know you.
Right.
It's
That's
about
a lot too.
yeah. It
for sure.
plays a part. It definitely. So
Hmm.
I'm curious to know, were there audio engineers whose technique you studied or researched, as you curve your niche?
Yeah. There's senior engineers at Quad, shout out Quad Studios, Um,
Absolutely.
most of the experienced engineers, they work with a lot of bigger artists that I haven't worked with at that point and
Hmm.
even yet. So, you know, adapting their sound, getting advice from them, why they do what they do in their sessions and how they do what they do in the background, just little things, little nuanced things that could help a session go as smooth as possible, help the artist be in the best creative space. Those are things I learned. Shout out all the chief engineers at Quad,
Hmm.
all the
Shout out
chief,
to all of you, quite
all of
honestly,
them.
every
Yeah,
single
right.
one of you audio engineers, because as you clearly stated, and you told no lies, you contribute, I mean, greatly. You play such an integral part in, in our creative process and to the final
Mhm.
product. You all audio engineers, you you don't get your just due. I will say that.
Right.
Family, what we're going to do right now, we're going to take just a short break, but do know that the phone lines are still open, and feel free to share your comments in our comments on our socials. Feel free to do that while we take this short commercial break, but stay with us because we'll be right back.
The Philadelphia Police Department is seeking individuals like you who are passionate about making a difference in their community. From today through July 16th, they are recruiting new officers ready to bring their unique perspectives and talents to the police department family. As an officer, you'll receive exceptional benefits. Imagine starting day one, you and your family have fully paid medical, dental, and vision. And that's not all. You can earn a salary of up to $85,000 after just 3 years. They are committed to your future and want to invest in your success. Within 10 years, you have a fully vested pension. Help them build a force that represents and protects our vibrant city. Be the difference. Apply at joinphillypd.com today through July 16th.
Summer is here, and so is WURD's annual Summer of Freedom Tour. WURD Radio is proud to partner with Philadelphia Parks and Recreation and the Center for Families and Relationships for a summer of fun, freedom, and healthy communities. Join us in Germantown, Overbrook, North Philly, and Southwest Philly, where Tanya Pendleton will broadcast live each Thursday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Discover all that our recreation centers have to offer. Meet with mental health specialists who will provide support to children impacted by gun violence. Join WURD's community partners for hands-on outdoor activities and hear live performances from local artists. Win tickets and prizes and stand with WURD by joining or renewing your WURD membership on site. Meet us at our first stop Thursday, July 13th in Germantown at the Rumpf Mallory Recreation Center, 100 East Johnson Street. Summer of Freedom is brought to you by Comcast, Pico, Keystone First, and the Energy Co-op.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
Hey there, family. Welcome back. You're tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. We are talking with Will Nnorom, to be exact, who is an audio engineer, and he's sharing all kinds of tips and tricks and secrets with us, if you will.
Right.
I'm going to go to our socials for just a moment, is to share with you that Miss Joanne shares that she just celebrated a cookout with her 27-year-old nephew who has his degree as an audio engineer. Well, kudos to him. Miss Joanne, kudos to him. We salute him. Miss Rosalind shares, good evening. Good evening to everyone. Peace and blessings to us all. And DJ Jibbs shares, the engineers have to stand their ground. He writes, we are the balance in the room with an artist between their dreams and what is reality. anything is possible, but we cannot defy physics. I love that comment. I love that. And Al, hi there, Al. Thank you for joining us. Al de Villiers writes, appreciate all the people working in the background to make things work. People don't realize just how important you are to making sure we hear the voice we came to hear. Thank you for what you do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I'm looking at the time, and I know we have so little time left in this hour. And first of all, thank you so much for taking time out of your day, because we all know how important what you do is.
Right.
So I'm going to ask, what is it that you will leave with us today?
I just want to leave with a couple of notes for engineers and artists. As far as aspiring artists, build a team. You can't do this by yourself. It's going to be very hard. Trust. Build a team. Yeah, build a team. Find an engineer, find a producer and make beats for you. Find marketers, find people who do videos, photography. Find a home studio, whether it be a crib, whether it be a big studio. Build a team. This is a team thing. You cannot do this by yourself. It's a lot of things as an independent artist. Even all independent artists, they have a team. They have managers. They have stuff like that. For engineers, we are a business. We're independent businesses. Like each one of us, we're a business. You got to treat yourself like a business. So, you have to maneuver as such. You can't take every opportunity. Not every opportunity is worth it. You have to see the pros and the cons of it. And the same thing I said for artists, applies to engineers. Like find a team, find the home studio. To be a lot of sacrifice, a lot of late nights, a lot of early mornings, a lot of back-to-backs. But if you have to really have the passion for it to succeed. Because if you don't, it's gonna fall by the wayside very quickly.
It will eat you alive.
It'll eat you alive. It's not. It won't feel as worth it as other things would. But once you figure those out, you'll be in a very good place. And this is a journey for engineers and artists. This is a journey. This won't happen overnight. This won't happen in a year. This will happen. This is decades.
That's true.
Minimum. Yes.
I do have another question for you. So what has been the most rewarding part of being an engineer for you?
Right. So as the comments said in the past, taking someone's vision in their mind and making it able to stream forever, living on forever, having its artistic vision brought to life and having a collaborative effort to make their vision come to light and for it to be appreciated by their supporters, by strangers, to help make their day better. That's definitely rewarding. That's definitely what makes us that's what keeps us going, is where we have support from the fans, from the artists. And like just having that is, it's hard to explain, unless it happens, it's one of those things.
One of our family members, Eclectic Way, writes that team effort is imperative. Eclectic Way also shares, my brethren, Will, big up.
Big up. Shout out, Sean.
You just have all of this love. Yeah. I love all of the love that you are receiving. I'm curious to know, though, what sparked your interest in audio engineering?
Right. So I have always wanted to be an engineer growing up. I was doing live sound. I did theater in high school. Always was in the engineering field. I didn't know what to do specifically engineering. It's like there's multiple styles, mechanical, civil, electrical. And I always had a passion for music. I was in the band. I played band since like third grade. I played clarinet. Shout out my clarinet players. So I always had a passion for music. And then I would say about 7th, 8th grade, I listened to music critically, started following artists, listening to songs critically, like what I liked about them sonically.
Yeah.
And by the time I got to college, I was studying electrical engineering at first, but
okay,
I didn't have the passion for it. Like I could do it, but I told myself, I was like, do I want to do this for 40, 50 years.
Right,
And
right.
am I going to like doing it? Or am I going to go back to do something else? You know, that's always a decision that
That's a
you have
big
to
thing,
make.
a
It's a
big
big
part of it.
decision.
You
Right.
just sparked something, a question, another question. So you say that
Hmm.
you are a musician as well. Does that
Hmm.
contribute in a good way to being an audio engineer, or does that, or because you know how we can fix something until it's wrong? Does it?
Right,
You
right,
know,
right.
we
Absolutely.
can.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
does it? How does it contribute? I should ask. How does it contribute?
You just have an ear for just the theory of it, the
Hmm.
notes,
Hmm.
um, having, feeling what they're feeling, even though it's not music playing per se, but just having the ear of, how to connect with people, other
Right.
musicians, the jargon, I would say, for lack of a better word, the jargon.
That makes sense, though.
Yeah, communication, and just the life, just the dedication of doing
Well,
it.
it is a language.
It
It,
is
I
a
mean,
language.
you're talking about sonics. When you're speaking sonically, it's a totally different language.
Yeah, it's a
So,
different language. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, and you guys alone, audio engineers, you have your own language. So that's why I was
Hmm.
curious to know, in what ways does being a musician and an actual musician
Right.
contribute? Because that has to give you a whole nother layer to.
Yeah,
I
it's a whole
imagine
nother
it gives
layer.
you a whole
Right.
nother
Yeah,
layer to what
absolutely.
you
Yeah.
do. You know what I mean?
Right.
It
Right.
has to. It has to give
Hmm.
you a whole nother layer to what you do. I just want to say thank you again for sharing your time and your energy, your attention, your knowledge with us, your opinions. And
Hmm.
you've got me thinking. You said we're at a tipping point with hip hop, huh?
It's a tipping point. It's a very critical time, in my opinion. It's a very critical time. A lot can go. It can go either way right now, and there's got to be a new era. The new era has to
Oh my
carry the
gosh.
load.
Please,
Right.
God, let it be better. Listen, please, please, please.
Yeah.
I mean, it scares me. Now, I'm on the fifth level. So it scares me, what
Hmm.
we're listening to nowadays. Well, what is being pushed? I should say that because I hear the majority of what is being pushed because
Hmm.
I'm not seeking. I haven't been. I don't say that proudly as a musician,
Yeah.
as an artist herself. I
Right.
have
Right.
not sought, the new up and coming hip hop artists because I love hip hop, love, love,
Of
love hip
course.
hop.
Yeah.
But
We love hip hop.
yes,
Always.
what?
Always.
Always,
Always.
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 But I do find myself listening to the hip hop of days old, not
Hmm.
not so much what we're listening to now. And I do have to agree to it to an extent with Miss Leslie, who shared that a lot of it sounds alike, which it does. A
It
lot,
does.
a
No,
lot
it
of
does.
it.
She's not wrong. She's not wrong on that. She's
And
not
right,
wrong.
and to your point, you were
Hmm.
saying, there's a lack of originality. You're absolutely right. So well, let me ask you this before I know I keep coming thinking of stuff.
I know.
So
No, you're good.
do you think that is the one thing, like that is the one thing that will help us move in another direction? Originality or
Yeah, originality, uniqueness, but also something that will help push it forward. So innovative as well. That's
okay.
another thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Those are the
Okay.
main three things, in my opinion, that will continue hip hop another 50 years strongly.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So family, how about this? If you've just joined us, you are tuned in to Love and Life with me, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online. We've been talking with Will. He's been sharing. I mean, he's just dropped so many gems with us tonight, and I so appreciate you. We're getting comments from our family members. J Soto 0306 writes intention. I love that intention. Christopher Manigault shares, I agree. I was just listening to Spotify and they all sound the same. Miss Julie shares that audio engineering specialists are always fun at special events. I love that.
Right. Mhm. Right,
I
right.
love that. That's because you all make the special events more interesting to us all. That's what
Mhm.
it is. Family, listen, what we're going to do, we're going to take a short break and we're going to let Will get back to work and creating some of that amazing music. Well, creating, yeah, because you are a part of the
Right.
creative process. You're
Hmm.
definitely a part of the creative process. So,
Absolutely.
um, Thank you for stopping by. Thank you
Yeah,
for sharing
appreciate
your
y'all having me. Yeah, appreciate y'all
what?
having me.
What? We hope you'll
Shout
come
out.
back. Okay, we hope you'll
I'll
come
come back.
back.
Absolutely. I'll come back another day. Absolutely. We can set that up.
That is awesome. Before we go to commercial break, Lenord Wheeler is jumping into the conversation, is joining us, writing, enjoying the topic. I wanted to share that with you, Will, before you leave us. Family, stay with us. We're taking just a short commercial break, but we'll be right back.
Are you ready to train for a career beyond the ordinary? Orleans Technical College in Northeast Philadelphia can help you get there. At Orleans Tech, we offer hands-on training and diploma programs in high-demand fields like air conditioning, refrigeration and heating, building maintenance, carpentry, plumbing and heating, and residential and commercial electricity, plus our brand new healthcare program, Clinical Medical Assistant. Start your dream career. Call us at 215-728-4700 or visit our website at orleanstech.edu.
Hey, WURD family, save the date, Friday, August 18th for the 2023 Founders Day celebration. Please join us in person for an all-day block party featuring a tribute to Walter P. Lomax Jr., MD, food, music, the presentation of the Community Impact Awards, and more. You can also stand with WURD Radio. Start or renew your 4WURD membership on site. Save the date for our 2023 Founders Day celebration, Friday, August 18th. We are WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Hey, son, how are you feeling?
I'm fine, Pops.
What's on your mind?
I can't explain it. Navigating without a compass, eyes waiting, started to wonder. Metamorphosis, the loss of who you thought you was.
When your kid can't find the language, help them find the lyrics. Listen to the Sound It Out album and get tips and tools to start a conversation at sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by Ad Council and Pivotal Ventures.
Hey, did you feel that?
Feel what?
Feels like a wave just hit me. I think something's happening at WURD Radio.
Are you ready?
WURD Radio's rocking the boat and bringing you new programming. Beginning Monday, June 26th, check out some of your old favorites and new additions in new time slots.
New position.
Morning Drive begins with The Source with Andrea Lawful Sanders, Monday through Friday from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m., followed by Wake Up with WURD with Solomon Jones, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Get your news and entertainment from Reality Check with Tanya Pendleton, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Keeping it real with Reverend Al Sharpton returns to the middays, Monday through Thursday, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Your drive time remains enlightened by Evening Words with Nick Taliaferro, Monday through Thursday, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. And grab a nightcap from Love and Life with Carol Riddick, Monday through Thursday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Listen on air and online at wordradio.com. WURD Radio, celebrating 20 years of progressive Black talk media. Celebrating 20 years of progressive Black talk media. We're bringing joy and power to the people. This is WURD 900 AM and 96.1 FM, Philadelphia. Streaming online at wordradio.com and the WURD Radio app.
Let me tell you something, and don't you ever forget it. Success is nothing without someone you love to share it with.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Hey there, family. Welcome back. Welcome to the top of the second hour of Love and Life with Carol Riddick, yours truly, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. So, family, we've been talking about the state of our industry, quite honestly, as it pertains to hip hop and our music. But in this second hour, we're going to talk with another one of our family members who is out here blazing a trail. Our next guest is a North Philadelphia born, self described soul, jazz, and hip hop funk innovator and trombone virtuoso. He spent his formative years honing his craft alongside some of the biggest names both in and out of the Philly soul movement. By the time he got around to releasing his own solo debut, 2004's critically acclaimed Bone Deep, he'd shared the stage with industry luminaries such as Michael Jackson, Earth, Wind, and Fire, Patti LaBelle, Erykah Badu, and countless others. And he's here tonight to talk with us about his career, his journey thus far, and to share the secret to his staying power. Family, I invite you to the conversation with none other than Mr. Jeff Bradshaw. And I love there he is. You're supposed to put it
my.
Yes, yes. Well, hello, hello.
Good evening. We're coming to you live on location at the car wash.
At the car.
I'm ghetto.
You said at the car wash.
Listen, this is interview number 12 today.
Today. Okay, well,
today.
hey, listen.
Today and tomorrow happens to be my media days, and I'm doing 12 today and 10 tomorrow.
You better have media days. You better have media days. Excuse me. Okay, media days. All right. All right for media days. So listen, so we don't get cut off at the car wash. I want to make sure we get into some things. You know, I want to share what's going on with you, what's going on in your life, and talk about everything thus far. You know what I'm talking about? So
It's a good.
I'm going to jump.
I'm listening.
Okay, well, I want to jump right into it. So,
Let's go.
so first, I don't know if I've ever asked you this question, but why was trombone your instrument of choice?
Because my father played it. I grew up in the United House of Prayer for All People. A church where gospel brass bands are the feature in the music ministry. So I was surrounded by trombones and tubas and baritone horns and saxophones in church growing up, born and raised. But because I've always been a big Norman Bradshaw fan. I've always been a big Brad fan. My father was the coolest, flyest man walking the earth. He just had a big smile, super sharp. I mean, he was wearing slacks and silk shirts. Slacks and silk shirts to the excuse me. There you go. He was wearing slacks and.
Okay. So we had just a technical glitch right there with Mr. Bradshaw, who is joining us from the car wash, as he stated. But I assure you, he's coming right back.
I'm back. I'm here.
And there he
here.
is. And there he is.
Everything's all right. Everybody's all right. Everybody calm down. Everybody relax. Everybody relax. My father, Norman Bradshaw, my hero, he was the flyest cat, super sharp. I mean, he was pressing slacks and wearing silk shirts to go to the corner store. I mean, that's just the kind of guy he was. And if you know me, I'm a little bit of a chip off the old block, just a little bit. I could
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
Maybe a lot of bit. Maybe a lot of bit.
When he was. So anything he did, I wanted to do. I wanted to dress like him. I wanted to dress like him. I wanted to be like him.
Okay.
Because I watched him play trombone and play guitar, he played trumpet, he played tuba, he played multiple instruments like I do. And I just wanted to be like him. And just watching him play the trombone and walking the aisles of the church. And I wanted to be like him. So I asked him to teach me how to play it. How to play.
What instruments do you play? How many instruments do you play, Jeff?
Trombone, all brass, trombone, baritone, French horn, trumpet, tuba, sousaphone, which are all basically the same. I play a little piano. a little touch of bass guitar.
What? How is it I've
Little
known you all these years and did not know that?
taste, little
A
taste,
little bit. Okay,
just a little
okay,
taste.
okay.
But I got it from him. I got it from him. I was born with it. A lot of people are like, man, where'd you go to college? Where'd you go to high school? Where'd you go here? Where'd you go there? And I'm like, man, my college was in my mother's womb. God gave me everything I needed in my mother's womb. And my father taught me how to play this instrument. He taught me how to play old gospel hymns and old gospel songs. His eyes on the sparrow, Master. He taught me to play all of those songs. So that's why I didn't initially learn how to play trombone by the formative way of like scales and theory. I didn't learn that way. So that's why I don't play that way. I learned scales and all of those things later. But I learned to play lyrics and words. So that's why my style is incredibly lyrical, and that's why it is what it is. That's why I sing. Not like you, but I like you, but I try to I try to sing through the instrument. It's an extension of my voice. It really really is. And I sometimes I'm like, man, I wish I could have learned to read music earlier and all of that. And I'm like, that just wasn't my journey. That wasn't for me. What's for me is what I have, and you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm doing just fine with where I am, and what I got. But I'm always still trying to get better. I'm still practicing. I'm still, learning from other people and learning from other musicians and other musicians and all of that. I'm still, but I'm here.
So do you teach your kids? Do you teach any of your kids?
No, my son act like he was a little. He acted like he was a little interested at the beginning.
I remember
And
that.
then he acted like he was a little interested at the beginning, and then he acted like he was a little interested at the beginning, but then I found out that he was more interested in music through from his mother. So he used to come to shows with me, and he'd be like sitting on this. When he was little, I had him a little custom trombone made, and he would come up on stage with me and do this and do that, and a little stuff. But then when he got older, he kind of seemed like he would just sit on the side and he's 14 now. I guess the last 5 or 6 years he'll sit on the side and he'll give me his little critiques. He'll be like, you should do this more. You should get more. But standing, 6'4", 6'5", at 14 years old, wearing a size 15 shoe, he's more of a sports superstar now.
Oh my goodness. You know what? And I don't want because I know this is sensitive where I'm going, but I'm curious to know, how are you and he both navigating his new normal?
One day at a time. To lose a parent at 14 years old, I can't even, and I think you and I both know what it feels like to lose a parent. But to lose a parent at that age, it's just, and he lost a mother, I lost a friend, and so we're navigating, he's with me full time now, which I love. We're getting to know each other in ways that we didn't know each other before, because co-parenting, and when he lives with his mother, and then I pick him up on the weekends and keep him all summer and that kind of thing, when I'm not on the road. But co-parenting and full-time parenting, those are two different songs.
What?
Those are two different songs. Like waking, you're thinking breakfast, and lunch, and dinner for a 14-year-old. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He's a teenager. He's like a teenager now. He's 14, but it's it's a lot more responsibility.
Sure.
It's a lot more responsibility, a lot more time, but it's a lot more time for us together. And
You,
so we're building a bond that we didn't. We're building a stronger bond than we already had. Our bond is stronger now,
I
and
can
we're
only
building it every day.
imagine. And you say, and
Yeah,
when you say that, it's a different responsibility. It's a
right.
different, I
It
mean,
is.
mentally, physically,
Right,
emotionally,
right,
this is a totally different space because you're dealing with a life-changing event.
right. And so,
Yeah.
but what the beauty of it is, um, her,
Well,
uh, my former in-laws and all her family, her
mhm.
father, and so his grandparents on that side, and on her side, and his mother's brothers, his uncles, and it's a whole lot of family.
Mhm.
She had a big family, and so he has all of that family, and they're all like, whenever you need us, whenever you're going
Mhm.
on the road, and you want to drop them off up here for the weekend, come hang
Right.
out. We're all here. This is the village that he has, so don't be afraid to use it. And
That's
they've always,
beautiful.
let me tell you something, the Drinks family has always been beautiful and kind to me. Um, from the first day I met her to when I married her to when we were divorced, they were still kind and courteous to me and nice to me. And they are still that way. They've always been that way. They're good people,
Mm.
and he's blessed to have my side and his mother's side as
Mm.
well. So he will. This will be a village raising. It won't
Yeah.
just be me.
Well,
It
that's what
will
it
be a
should
village
be.
raising. That's what
That
it should be.
listen, that's what we came up with. We had a whole village.
It was
That's
the
what it should.
village.
Yeah, that's what
It
it should
really,
be.
it really
Listen,
was.
I remember
You're
a
right.
neighbor would say, "Little Riddick, you supposed to be around here?" Or "Little Riddick, what do
Little,
listen, Little
little
Riddick,
Riddick.
yes." Well, there were so many of us. There were so many of my
Little
family.
Riddick.
Little Riddick,
Oh, little
Little Riddick.
Riddick.
Little Riddick, are you
Little
supposed to be
Riddick, what you
around
doing?
here?
Right,
Were
right,
you
right,
Little Riddick, are you by yourself? Are you supposed to be
right,
by yourself?
right.
Listen, yeah, and I applaud the village.
Yeah, absolutely.
Listen, I'm so
They're
grateful
good
for
people.
him that he has a village. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you are blessed that he has,
I'm telling you,
both sides of the tribe, both, a
it's
complete village. So that's a
it's
humongous blessing.
it's just something to go on the road and play for all these people and all of that and and play for these people that give us an opportunity to share our gifts with them
Hmm.
and to come home with a flight and to come home and then and knock on the door when I don't have my key and see this and the door opens and you're looking up and you're just
Oh,
looking up to this person with all this hair and you're just like,
I can't imagine that,
wow.
first of all. I
My,
remember this teeny tiny. That's what I remember.
listen,
I remember
it's
this teeny tiny. But listen,
it
since I know
was.
we have but an hour, I want to know about everything. So I want to start at the beginning and I want to bring it to present day. You have, I should say, such an illustrious career and it's ongoing. This journey is ongoing. I mean, from the beginning, talking about Bone Deep, talking what?
Oh my God.
What?
Wait, give me 2 seconds because you know I'm ghetto. Let me pay these guys. Here you go, man. Here
Did
you
you
go. Because
hear
this
this?
is what we do. Listen,
You hear
here you go.
this? Did you hear?
I'm looking how them wheels looking. We ghetto. This is what we doing.
You no, we are
They
not.
shining what they
Okay.
doing.
Family,
Yeah,
listen,
absolutely.
if you've just joined us, you are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD. Progressive Black Talk Media on air and online at wordradio.com. We're talking with none other than Jeff Bradshaw, Mr. Trombone. What we're going to do right now is take a moment to go to our phone lines. I believe one of our family members is waiting to talk with us. Are you
Oh
still
my
there
God.
by any chance?
Hello, hi Jeff. How you
Ron. Hi, Ron.
Yes,
Hey.
I'm doing. I hope you're doing well, Cal. But Jeff, let me tell you about your family, and then when I tell you who I am, you will know me. Miss
Okay.
Bradshaw, your aunt Miss Betty, your
Uh-huh.
mother's children, and Ryan and Deacon Duncan. I think it's Deacon or Bishop Duncan. Me and him got
Elder
to
Duncan.
singing up in the church. And you was another guy. Your mother used to have you down on Market Street. And you have to get that trombone, Miss Bradshaw. Your aunt, Miss Betty. Don't say nothing about Ryan, because he said Ryan is a man amongst men. Let me say this. The reason you know me, I am the big guy that Sunday you came in, you just came off tour, and you came in the church. And I'm the guy that was doing Martin Luther King for you in front of Miss Bradshaw. Do you recall that?
I do recall that.
All right, now hold right there, because I don't want to stay long.
All right.
And not only that, what your mother had done with that church, your family have over 40-some years or more with that church.
Wow.
Your name, you go Daddy Grace. You go back with Daddy Grace. But let me tell you about Miss Bradshaw, my mother Bradshaw. Not only a good spirit, that food she cooked, Jeff, my Lord, my Lord. So I'm glad that your mother took time with you, sir. The trombone is nothing new about it. Tell me David talked about those instruments, but I'm glad where you at. And I see your mother had said this to Mr. Ryan at one time when you was going for a little metamorphosis with your help. And guess what happened that church down there did for you, brother? That church prayer, the prayer they prayed for you. Look at you now. You tell me there's not power in prayer. I'm glad that you're on with Cal and the all career and what y'all have given to Philadelphia. I say this is Ryan is saying this, because my cup do run over vision. When they do that thing down there in South Philadelphia for Marion Anderson, you got to include you, Cal, and maybe some of the rest of the singers in there. You and see what, and it's not a negative. Y'all have contributed so much. Hundreds of years after this is going, when they take inventory on the music record there, y'all gonna come up. Thank you for all the things. Thank you, Jeff, for going, Miss Bradshaw, taking your son in the church. Thank you, Mother Riddick, for what you have done with Cal, sending her to Holland and having God hold her in the hollow of his hand. So my cup running over, Jeff. Tell Miss Betty, Dick Ryan said hello. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh my God. We love Ron. Ron, oh my goodness, Ron, thank you so much. Ron always shares and spreads love and positivity. Always, always, always. Thank you so much, Ron, for that call. Ron, okay, Ron started it. He started it. You know what? He said something. Something else that I really want you to talk with our family members about. You, okay, not because I want to get to what's going on now, but we'll do that in a little bit. But right now, we're going to go to commercial break in just a few minutes. But before we do, I'm going to ask you this question. And when we come back, I'm going to ask you to talk with us about it. But not very long ago, you faced some really life-threatening health challenges. For our family members who are unaware, can you talk with us about that? Can you share with us first, with what you were diagnosed, and then share with us how you overcame it? Ron just shared this testimony, so I'm anxious to hear you talk about the illness itself. And again, like I said, just how you overcame it. Not just yet, though, because we have just a few moments before we go to commercial. So I want you to mull on that just a moment. So when we come back from commercial break, you'll talk with us about that. But in the meantime, what I'd like to do is go to our socials and share some of this love that you're getting. Darlene Billups Anderson is writing congratulations. Alfredia Frey, hey there, Frey, is clapping for Jeff Bradshaw. She writes, he is so funny, my friend. Danny Danielle, she was responding to the comment about you, saying that you're like your father. She writes, yes, you are. And she shares, glad I caught this live. Jeff, hey there. Alfredia shares that your energy is contagious. And she writes that she's had the privilege to see you twice already this year.
Wow.
I know, right? I know that. I know. It's awesome. It's awesome. She writes that you are so funny and you're for real. So I love that. I love the love that you are receiving I truly, truly do. Truly, truly do. And Miss Joanne, I'm going to share that she writes, thank you, Carol, Julie, and Viola, for the congrats to my nephew, Jordan. I wanted to make sure that I shared that so that everyone knew that you were responding to our congrats and kudos to your nephew. Family, what we're going to do, we are going to take just a short break, but know that you can contribute to the conversation. You can do that by commenting on our socials, or you can call us, and you can do that by dialing 215-634 8065, or you can call us toll free at 1-866-361-0900. Whatever you do, though, stay with us, okay? Because we are coming right back.
The job search can be a difficult and frustrating process. WURD's Livelihood Initiative was designed to help you find the right opportunity for your next professional move. Check out these recent openings posted on the Livelihood job board at wordworks.com. Brown ShopRite and Fresh Grocer are hiring cashiers at multiple locations, and Herb Foods are hiring truck drivers, various warehouse shift laborers, and a sales representative. For more information on these jobs and many others, go to wordworks.com and learn more about the Livelihood Initiative, brought to you by WURD Radio, progressive Black talk media.
What are you waiting for? If you've been enjoying the information and interviews WURD provides every day, or come out to our community events, it might be time to become a member. This year marks the 20th anniversary of WURD, and there's no better time to join the forward movement. Sign up or renew your sustaining membership at just $90, or your digital membership for just $5 a month. Join online at wordradio.com/membership, or pick up the phone and give us a call at 215-425-7875. Press 4 for assistance. The time to join is now.
What am I waiting for?
Let's face it, life looks a little different. During these times, we're doing our best to keep our minds and bodies strong. And getting a flu shot helps us stay healthy, so we don't miss out on what matters. Like having game night at home. Yeah, can't do that while sick with the flu. Now imagine family movie night that your daughter can't live without. Well, that's ruined. And don't forget your uncle's socially distanced cookout. See, that's why it's important to be at our strongest. Every year, millions of people in the U.S. get the flu. Especially now, no one has time to miss out on moments that matter. So get your flu shot. Find out more at getmyflushot.org. Brought to you by the AMA, CDC, and the Ad Council.
Make sure your mornings are packed with compassionate and empowering conversations. Tune in to The Source with Andrea Lawful Sanders, Monday through Friday from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. If you miss it in the morning, tune in for the replay at night, Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. Only on WURD, 900 a.m. and 96.1 FM. Progressive Black Talk Media. You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Hey there, family, and we're back. You're tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. We are talking with none other than Jeff Bradshaw, Mr. Trombone himself. And before the break, we were talking about you maintaining, sustaining, you overcoming. When Ron mentioned it, I said, oh my goodness, how could we not talk about that? And so I was saying to you that not very long ago, you faced some really life-threatening health challenges. And I was asking you to share with our family members who may be unaware, talk with us about what your diagnosis was and how you overcame it.
What's crazy is you were there. You you were there. You're the one that told me. So I was in. I was diagnosed. Well, I go back to sound check at South Jazz Kitchen. Me, you, Joe Beasley. Was Will there? I feel like Will Downing was there. Was Will there?
Was he there that day?
I think we were supposed to be doing this. It was me, you, and Gerald, but I feel like Will was there. He may or may not have been there, but I feel like Will Downing was there. We were rehearsing for this big show we were going to do together. We were going to be performing that night at South. And I just had this really, really bad pain on the left side of my stomach. On the left side, just the middle part of the left side of my stomach. And I was like, let me go get some ginger ale, because you know us. You know how we do.
Ginger ale is the cure-all. Okay, ginger ale is the cure-all. Okay, for those who don't know.
Let me go ahead and get me a warm ginger ale. I'll be all right. Just give me a second.
It's got to be warm. It's got to be warm.
Warm ginger ale. And I did, and it seemed like it made it worse. And I had to sit down because now I'm dealing with a pain that I'm unfamiliar with. I'm like, I don't know what this is. This feels like somebody stabbed me and there's a knife sticking in the side of like a big butcher knife sticking in the side of my middle part of my stomach to the left side. So all the way to the left. So you said, listen, you need to go to the hospital. And I said, and you gave me that face because, those who know Lady Carol, there's a sharp side to that blade. And if she give you that look and that tone of voice and that look, it's like, you need to go to the hospital, like, now, like right now.
I did.
Like, none of this important. You need to go to the hospital right now.
I don't deny it. I did. I remember that.
And I was like, okay. I think I hopped in the car and I drove up to Abington. And because I knew I could be seen right away. That's why I went to Abington.
Okay.
It took me a while to get there. I was in pain, but I was like, I'm going. I ain't got time to be sitting in nobody's waiting room and all of that. This is serious. And I know that, shout out to Abington Hospital. I was right to go there. They took me right in and had all kind of tests and all of that. And all kind of x-rays, ultrasounds on my belly and all kind of stuff. And it turns out that I had a very severe case of diverticulitis, and I was hemorrhaging from my stomach through my intestines. I was hemorrhaging out of my intestines. And I was in pretty bad shape. So, it was, for those of you who don't know what diverticulitis is when blood-filled pockets form along the walls of your large intestines because of irritation of old food and stuff you ate a month ago still in there. And so basically, in short, diverticulitis comes from people that don't have enough fiber in their diet. People that don't have enough fiber in diet. So the food kind of just hangs around in there and irritates the walls of your diverticula, and they bust and become inflamed and it bleeds and all kind of stuff like that. So, but it is extremely painful. And those who've experienced diverticulitis and those who've experienced diverticulosis, that's the beginning stages of it. I don't know how I went right to the worst. I was like, I didn't know warning signs. Like, how I go right to from nothing to, so apparently there were warning signs. I probably ignored them. I probably was doing ginger ale and warm tea and all of that. It was like, it's just gas, kind of thing. But it was the worst pain I ever felt in my life. I lost 62 pounds. And I couldn't work. I spent I think a total of 37 days in the hospital, on and off over the next month or so. At that time, I was in the hospital for 10 days. Got out of the hospital, got on the plane, and went to the Capitol Jazz Festival.
You did what?
I was in the hospital 10 days. On day 11, I asked the doctor, could I go home? And he was like, well, we want to watch this. I said, okay. And I got out of the hospital, and the next day got on a flight and went to the Capitol Jazz Cruise that year.
Wait, so this is life threatening though, right? This
Oh, without question. Without question. You could hemorrhage, you could bleed to death. Yeah. And you could bleed out. Yeah.
And
I got one on the Capitol Jazz Cruise, and stayed in my room. Came out to eat and stayed in my room until it was time for me to play, and which was a horrible decision. And
you think?
And I would stay in my room that whole cruise, in and out my room the whole cruise, and they literally rolled me on the ship in a wheelchair. I was rolled onto the Capitol Jazz Cruise ship in a wheelchair. I went on the ship in a wheelchair. Listen, came home the day I flew home from the Capitol Jazz Cruise. I went from the airport, right to the hospital. It was one of the dumbest things I've ever done in my life. I would never do anything so stupid in my life. Without your health, you have nothing. Literally nothing without your health. And excuse me, I will never do that again. That was idiotic. And I went on to battle that disease for several months, as you know, and then other things would happen. I don't want to go into all that. But yeah, I had no insurance, and I went broke, and the whole world knew it, and and I spent all my money on medical bills, and had that. And Jill Scott threw a benefit concert for me, and a GoFundMe page, and all of that. And Philly showed up, and the beautiful part of all of the story is that I got to see how much people really loved me and appreciated me, and it was it's a very emotional thing to talk about. That's why I'm talking about it really fast. But the GoFundMe page, and then Jill did the whole benefit concert for me, and everybody that I've worked with, artists, Kenny and Mesa and Robert Glasper and Kindred and Baylor Project. It was just everybody that I've worked with. Some people I hadn't worked with, and DJ Cool and Sugar Bear from EU. It was just like I was just crying all night, and what I learned was you gotta have fiber in your diet. I eat with a lot of fiber in my diet now.
Okay.
And I have very good health insurance now.
Okay.
And what I learned a very expensive lesson. When I say the cost was the pain and trauma to my body, but what I did learn was that I'm loved. At the end of the day, I learned that I'm loved beyond my wildest dreams. Beyond my wildest dreams, I learned that I'm loved. And I remember Algebra was there as well at the benefit concert. And I remember looking at her post. She posted something on Facebook. She said, I'm on my way to Philly. She said, because when one of us go down, we all come running. And that thing wore me out. I cried at that little post. I was like, oh my God. I was like, and I didn't like the whole GoFundMe page thing and all that, because I think people take advantage of that kind of stuff. And I was cringing about it. And thank God for Charles Whitfield, who spearheaded all of this, who put all of this together, who helped me with all of this. Charles Whitfield, our former A&R from Hidden Beach. And so many people, Sean G was instrumental in helping put all that together for me, and called the TLA and was like, we need a venue for Jeff. And yeah, I mean, people, you don't realize how much you loved until you're on your knees. And I was on my knees, and I was out of money, and I was in a bad way. And my Philadelphia and worldwide family came together and came to my aid. I will never I will never forget that as long as I live. That in a moment where I was embarrassed And I was like, how does Jeff Bradshaw not have life insurance? How did Jeff Bradshaw go broke and this and that? And I was like, I've seen millionaires go broke all the time on on NBA people. Like, but I was just so humiliated. And I come from a school where when things like that happen, you feel like you embarrass your parents. I'm from that school. I'm from the school of you're not just embarrassing yourself, you embarrassing your parents and your family. And so that's how I felt about it. But what I learned again was that I'm loved. And it's okay to make mistakes. And it's okay to fall short sometime because we're all human. And me overlooking the whole me and God knows how many other musicians, full-time musicians that don't have health insurance before Obamacare, before Obamacare, and before it just the Affordable Care Act. I hate they call it Obamacare, but Obama did care, so I like it. I just it was interesting, and I learned a lot. It was a journey for me, and man, when I got back to work, and everybody called, and every venue, and every festival, and every venue, and every talent buyer, they put me back to work, and in 2 years, I had 10 times more than I had before I lost it all. So at the end of the day, it was love, and then there was God, and it was God's love who touched people to put me back to work, to help me get back to work, to help me get back on stage, and I've been rolling ever since.
Listen, you got me all choked up. Listen, family, if you've just joined us, you're tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. We're going to take just a short break, but know that the phone lines are open. And if you don't remember the number, I'm going to tell you it's 215-634-8065, or you can call us toll free at 1-866-361-0900. You can also share your comments on our socials, as some of our family members are doing. Alfredia Lismore shares, "You are loved," Jeff Bradshaw. Heather Wilson shares, "I'm feeling that," as far as the parents. And Joanne, hi, Miss Joanne. Joanne Dormont shares, "Huge hugs with prayers for all." Nico shares, "Praise God for your recovery, Jeff." Carrie's bread pudding and Make Some Time are both dope. Thank you for so many years of amazing music. Christopher Manigault shares that, "I just want to say I love Carrie's bread pudding." So you're getting all kinds of love from our family members, because this right here is a tribe too. Okay, don't listen. Don't sleep on this village right here. You hear me? Don't you do it? Don't you do it? Don't you do it? Don't you do it? Don't you ever do it. But what we're going to do, like I said, in a moment, we're going to go to commercial break. But when we come back, Jeff, I want to hear all about what's going on now. I want to hear about the project that you have out now, and what your inspiration was for it. I want to hear about all of that. Before we go to commercial break, though, I want to share this with you. Alfredia shares, "You have nothing to be embarrassed about. God knew it all, and He used the spirit of Carol to encourage you, and you moved."
Wow.
I fussed you out. I did. And you better.
Go
I did, y'all. I did have lips tight. They were clenched. Now. I did. Marcine Riddick came out of me. She really did. That's exactly who that was. I remember that day itself. I remember it. Now you say it, I was like, I remember that. Family, listen, stay with us, okay? Because, like I said, we're going to take just a short commercial break, but we will be right back.
WURD Radio Digital Tip of the Month with Stephanie Humphrey is brought to you by Comcast.
It doesn't have to be the dog days of summer for your gadgets to overheat. Your smartphone will usually become physically warm to the touch, but here are some other signs your devices are getting too hot. If apps or other programs freeze up, basic functions take longer than usual, or your laptop or smartphone shuts down unexpectedly, that could mean that it's too hot. If you think your device is overheating, here's what you can do. Keep gadgets out of direct sunlight, especially in the car. Make sure your laptop fan isn't being blocked, and turn down the brightness or take the case off of your device. This might also be a cue for you to take a little break for a while as well. Finally, make sure you're not resting any devices on your bare skin. You could actually get burned if your smartphone or laptop gets overheated. Keep your cool and stay safe this summer with your tech. And stay tuned to WURD for more tips and stay connected with us at wordradio.com.
Ashiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
In honor of our 20th anniversary, WURD presents a new podcast archiving our history and the history of our beloved city. Vintage WURD Season 1 is a weekly journey into the WURD archives, reconnecting with classic shows and beloved hosts. That's Vintage WURD this Sunday at 11 a.m. only on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
Hey there, family. Welcome back. You're tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. We're talking with none other than Mr. Trombone himself, Jeff Bradshaw. I was thinking about something, Jeff. Talking about, listening to, well, replaying in my mind the comment you made about, feeling loved and just being loved. It took me back to the concert you did at the Kimmel Center, one night only. And then when you were talking about Will, when we were at South, because he did the Kimmel Center too. That night was magical, quite honestly. I don't know what angel or how many angels you talked to pull all of those people together.
Yeah.
What?
That was all God. To God be the glory. That was all God, and just me talking to some of my heroes about wanting to do something historic.
So that was a labor of love.
It was like, man, I want to be the first African American to record a live album at the Kimmel Center.
And they all said, I'm wow.
I'll be there.
Wow.
Give me a flight and hotel, I'll be there.
Wow. Okay, so I'm looking at the clock and I want you to tell us all about the current project because, you've got so much about which we could speak, but I would be remiss terribly if we did not talk about what's going on right now.
And before we do that, I will, with your current point, I will say this, and I'm not going to say anything else.
Okay.
Next year is the 10th anniversary of the Kimmel Center. The live album at the Jeff Bradshaw Friends Home is the 10th anniversary. 2014.
Murgatroyd.
We recorded it. We did a live recording in 2014 in May, and the album came out in March of 2015. But the recording and the concert was May of 2014.
Wow.
Next year will be the 10th. Next year will be the 10th anniversary. I'm gonna leave that right there.
10. Okay, let's talk about the current project while I'm digesting.
That's right. 10 years. Yes, that was 10 years ago.
What can we expect on this current project? What can we look for?
Oh man, Jeff Bradshaw 20 This is the 20th anniversary album of my first album, Bone Deep, which you were on.
Yes,
And
I
still is
was.
everybody's favorite. And Can You Come Over is still everybody's favorite song. Can You Come Over and Beyond the Stars is everybody's
Oh,
favorite song.
I love
Can
Beyond
you
the
come
Stars.
over? Can you come over? Even now, people still yell out. I'm like, what y'all be like, oh, man, for this song and people yell out in between songs. Can you come over? Can you come over?
Listen, I love that they love it. I love that they do.
You don't even know I gave you that song. I said, look. I got a little bit of studio time left. We're gonna record the song tomorrow. Here's the music.
Yep. Yep. That's exactly the way it happened.
You wrote that song overnight and came to the studio, and the rest was history. The next day, we recorded that song at Access Studio at James
We
Poyser Studio.
did. Yes.
At Access
Yes. Access
Studio.
Music Group. Yes.
Access Music Group. We recorded that at Access Music Group at James Poyser Studio.
We
And
sure
then
did.
you was like, oh, absolutely. He let me in there. I mean, yeah, that was, and
Our good
that's
brother, James Poyser.
James,
Shout
and
out to
that's
James
20.
Poyser, Chauncey
Shout out to James.
Childs, Angela
Absolutely.
Childs. Shout out to
Angela
all of them.
Childs.
Yes, yes. To Ron, to
Oh,
Tim. Shout out to all of them. But Jeff,
yeah.
I don't want the show to be over before you talk about this current
Okay,
project
okay,
because
okay, okay. Jeff Bradshaw 20th anniversary album of my first album, Bone Deep. I mean, just the fact that I've been a recording artist for 20 years blows my mind. Obviously, we've been doing this almost 30 years, but to the 20th anniversary of being a recording artist, it is my best work, my fifth album, and it is truly my best work. It is the most diverse album I've ever recorded. It is the full maturation of me as an artist, a producer, an executive producer, a man who I consider myself to be a man with vision who guided this album with the right producers and the right people and the right artists in place.
what producers did you work with on this project? That's a good.
I worked with new young producer that tours with Cat Perry LaBelle made named Keith Phelps. He produced three
Yes. Oh,
songs.
Keith is amazing.
Oh my God, Keith Phelps, who produced three songs. Of course, Junius Burvine, who I go back to June. I had to go back to June. Junius Burvine, Daniel Crawford, Raphael Sadiq's musical director. Daniel Crawford, who did Cape Town on the Stronger album. B. Slade, the alien of gospel music, one of the most brilliant gospel music minds to ever walk this planet. Oh man, who else is on this album? Yeah, I think that's about it. Is that about it? Oh, Jelani Jackson, new young producer out of Atlanta, is amazing. We did "How You Gonna Act Like That" by Tyrese. I was able to work with some really great people. I mean, obviously working with Eric Roberson on the single, working with Raheem DeVaughn on "Ay Ay Ay," working with Liz Vaughn on "I Don't Want to Wait." Oh, Larry Lambert, produced by Larry Lambert from Atlanta. "Make Some Time" was produced by Isaac Phillips from Jersey.
Family, yeah.
A family who's been in LA for 20 years. The last
Yes.
time we worked together was the first album, Bone Deep, where we did Guess You Never Know. So 20 years later, we do Make Some
Came
Time
full
together. Oh,
circle.
it's crazy. It's crazy. It's so crazy. There's so many incredible people in this album. Incredible Jamie Knight, who sings God Says.
Yes.
Oh,
Jamie.
Jamie Knight. God said, like, Jamie was kind of like a little diamond, kind of like a diamond hidden. And I was like, I just kind of met her brother, and her brother said, my sister sings.
She wasn't hidden.
Jamie,
Listen, we
she
know.
wasn't. I
She
didn't know.
wasn't. We know. We know
She was hidden from
Jamie.
me, though. Y'all, I mean, most people, and me spending time with her, working on the record, and, her becoming like my little sister, it was like, she knows a lot of people. And I was like, why am I the only person that I'm just now meeting you?
Yeah, what? Oh, you had not what? We all
I've
know
never
Jamie. We
met
love
Jamie.
Jamie.
Never met
Jamie's a
Jamie Knight.
sweetheart.
And a singing fool. She
Yes,
sang on this
yes, she
album,
is.
and B. Slade helped me to honor God, as I try to do on every record. He helped me to honor God with an incredible gospel song called "The Maintenance Man." Huh? If you need to get fixed up and you need to get right, you need to get all fixed up and all that, you just got to call the Maintenance Man. Boy, that's a bad song. Oh my God. There's so many people on this great album. It just Liz Vaughn.
Ah.
I don't want to wait. A little tip of the cap to Bob Marley. This girl sounds like Lettucey and Shirley Murdoch had a baby.
Ooh.
I don't want to wait. Liz Vaughn from Houston, Texas, who I also met singing background with Patti LaBelle. So this is my best work. It's diverse. Saint Ezekiel from Ghana, who I met at Jazzy Jeff's house, produced Young Broken Brave. What I had to say about, basically, I love Afrobeats, and I had to put some Afrobeats. I
I
had to
do
put
too.
Afrobeats on the album. And
Yep.
Saint Ezekiel produced the song, and he's featured on the song singing. He's an incredible guitarist, incredible producer. He lives right in Jersey. I mean, that's some hidden
What? He lives in
gems.
Jersey? Okay, wait.
Saint
One
Ezekiel.
last question. One last question. What's your greatest give back? What's your biggest give back?
Ooh, my greatest give back. Wow.
Ooh.
I wasn't ready for that one. Oh, you just hit me in the stomach with that.
Oh, no,
My
not
greatest
gut
give back.
punches. No gut punches now.
My greatest give back, meaning what?
What is the biggest way in which you've given back?
Okay, I want to make sure I
Because
understand
we
what you're
talk about
saying.
the love, the outpouring of love that you've received. What's been the biggest way that you've given back?
I feel like I owe the people that have supported me, and I think I owe the people that have loved me for all these years. I owe them my life. I owe them I think I have the responsibility of being an amazing person, an awesome Christian man, a great father. Like I feel like if I'm not any of those things outside of music,
Right.
if I feel like I owe them to be a good son to my mother, to take care of her who's 83 years old. I feel like I owe my children to be a good father to all 5 of them. Bianca, Maya, Caleb, Madison, Leo. I feel like I owe my sisters to be a good brother, to be there for them when they need me. For my nieces and my nephew, I feel like I owe them. I have the responsibility of being. I need to be a good uncle. I feel like I owe God. I feel like I owe God that I need to be a good representation of Him. When people see me and people say, what do you say about Jeff Bradshaw? When people say Jeff Bradshaw, what comes to your mind? I want people to be able to say, great artist, fun, loves to dress, loves his family, loves God. Like I want people to
Family.
be able to say that.
Ooh, on that note, family. Thank you, Jeff. To God be the glory. As we wrap up tonight's episode, I extend my utmost gratitude to each and every one of you as you continue to support love and life. Thank you to all of our callers and to those who contributed to the conversations via our socials. Special thanks to our guests tonight, both William Nnorom and Jeff Bradshaw, for sharing your time, your energy, your space, your knowledge, and your attention with us. It is truly appreciated. Additional special thanks to the entire WURD family, especially Miss Kayla J. and Niall Jax, for all that you do. Family, I'm going to say it. We're all in this together. So be good to you, but also be good to those around you. Please, please have a great night. Have a great rest of your night. And make sure you join me Monday through Thursday, 7 till 9 p.m. Eastern Time for another edition of Love and Life right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. Good night, y'all.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper.